my name is Kawena Charlot, and I'm the director of the School of Intuitive Living. And the question is, what happens when pets die? And I have had a few animal experiences, so I will share one of them with you, because all I really know is what I experience or what I see. I don't know everything. But when I was kind of earlier, a number of years ago, my mom called and her dog was at the vet's and she was very concerned about her dog. And so she asked if I would give the dog a healing, and I could do long distance healing. So I started doing a healing on her dog, and it was really kind of cute. His name was Boris. I love Boris. He was the most awesome dog. And so anyway, so Boris was sort of like, if I asked him telepathically, like, do you want to live? Do you want to be in your body? He'd be sort of like, oh gosh, little doggy voice. And so I started giving him a healing, and then I saw this really huge sort of black dog that wasn't Boris. Boris was black, but this was not Boris. Sort of this spirit sort of step in front of me, and I explained I was just going to give Boris a healing, and the spirit sort of stepped back and started watching, and I kept trying to bring Boris's spirit into his body, and Boris kind of would get into his body, get kind of uncomfortable and look like he was in pain, and then the black dog, the other one, would kind of like bark at him, and then Boris would hop out of his body, and then he and this other dog would start racing around, playing and tackling and tickling and barking at each other and just being like little puppy dogs, you know. So they started having a great time, and then the same thing sort of happened again. So I brought Boris into his body a couple of times, and then this dog sort of would bark and Boris would hop out, and then they would race around. And of course my mom calls and she's like, oh, is Boris gonna live? Is everything gonna be okay? And I wasn't very hopeful, but you know, it was Boris's choice. And Boris chose to go to the other side, and a few days later, Boris kind of came into the kitchen. I was doing the dishes and some spaghetti sauce had fallen onto the ground, and Boris kind of came in and kind of licked at it and then was like, that's weird, it doesn't taste like anything. And then he kind of walked out, and at my mom's house she could hear the little jingle of his collar and stuff. So I think that there's a difference. So from that experience and a few other experiences sort of like it, I've come to the conclusion that there's probably another dimension. You know, I've had animals even say they'll be there for us when we cross over. So I think that I don't think they just turn into nothingness. I think, you know, animals have a soul, and I think that they can go to various places on the other side when they're ready to go there. And I also think that they have a guide. I think that black dog I saw that was helping Boris move on, he was allowing Boris to have a lot of fun. So that passing was absolutely joyful. And I think that guide to kind of the other side is there for animals as well as people. So that is what I think happens to animals on the other side. If you liked this video, please share it with your friends, and if you have a question for me for my blog, please write me at kawenacharlot.com. You have a nice week.